I've got a large veggie lovers here for Vanessa.
Hang on just a sec.
Vanessa has insuranoia. She's gone to great lengths to protect her home so she never has to deal with her insurance company.
What do you got? Alligators in here? Oh, you do?
She should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders.
Did you bring my vegan wings?
Yep.
What about your tip? They don't bite, usually.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
This little light of mine in the dark found a hopeful sign.
For those with depression not getting enough relief from their antidepressant, adding Caplyta can help you let in the light, providing greater relief from depression symptoms than an antidepressant alone. And unlike some medications, Caplyta is also proven to deliver significant symptom relief from both bipolar 1 and 2 depression.
Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Caplyta is not approved for dementia-related psychosis. Call your doctor about new or sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts right away. Antidepressants may increase these risks. Report fever, confusion, stiff muscles, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High cholesterol and weight gain may occur, as can high blood sugar, which may be fatal. Common side effects are sleepiness, dizziness, nausea, dry mouth, feeling tired, and diarrhea. These aren't all the side effects.
Ask your doctor about Caplyta.
Help see more of the light inside of me.
It's just like a very cool way to prototype extremely quickly. If I go here in Figma, I just have this design here that I pulled together. I can just take the link, I can copy a link to selection, and then I can go into Codex and I can just paste the link, use the Figma skill to implement the automations page in my app. It was like 90% of the way there.
Anyone who want it can come get it. That includes you too.
Nobody's untouchable. You didn't know?
All these people around me are dying.
Do what you gotta do.
living with schizophrenia, I was questioning what was real and what wasn't. I felt like a visitor in my own life. Until my doctor and I decided on Invega Sustenna, the #1 long-acting injectable for schizophrenia. Now, I finally found the power of lasting symptom control, and I feel present in every moment.
Invega Sustenna is an injection given by a provider to treat schizophrenia in adults after initial dosing. Only Invega Sustenna helped keep 90% of adults episode-free in a clinical study. Invega Sustenna is not for everyone. Elderly dementia patients have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor if you have uncontrollable muscle movements, as these can become permanent, or if you have high fever, stiff muscles, confusion, dizziness upon standing, seizures, or increase in prolactin. Other risks include increased cholesterol, weight gain, heart rate, and high blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death. These are not all the serious side effects.
This is me. This is now. This is Invega Sustenna.
All right. About to get this going. Mic check. Mic check. All right. So I have 0 viewers in here, which is absolutely fantastic. I love it. Why am I echoing so bad? Where is the echo coming from? Oh, Twitter. Okay. So looks like the United Kingdom is about to break out into civil war. Let me bring up my screen. Yeah. So the UK over the last 24 hours has completely turned into a powder keg. And it is, I don't know how it hasn't exploded already. For you guys that don't know, a 40-year-old man was attacked in Belfast, Ireland, on the street. Man was attacked by a Sudanese immigrant who was claiming asylum. If the man survives, chances are he's going to lose his eyesight completely. The attacker tried to behead him with a kitchen knife in the middle of the street, and it's all on tape. There was a maybe 60-year-old woman who filmed it from her front porch. Extremely graphic. Not something that I can show on YouTube. For sure. We'll get my channel smoked. But it's bad. It's bad. And the people of the United Kingdom have had enough. Let's look up Belfast. Belfast is in rough shape right now.
Shit! Shit! Oh my god! Oh my god!
You see, this is the difference between real protesters and Antifa, right? Like, these are not people that you want protesting in the streets. You do not want the average Irishman, the average Scotsman. You don't want these people protesting, because they are going to be a major problem. And I don't think that the law enforcement agencies can really handle the scale of the protests that we may see coming out of the United Kingdom.
I'm getting hammered tonight.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy.
England for the English! England for the Europeans! England for the English! England for the English! England for the English! England for the Europeans! England for the English! England for the English!
Now look at this post from Zara Hussein. I'm curious. How do I figure out where she's from? How do I do that? About this account? Oh, she's based in the United Kingdom. Good. I hate to tell you, Zara Hussein, but those aren't far right people anymore. Those are everyday English people. There is the far right is gone. What you're looking at now is the average Englishman that wants to take their country back. The average Irishman that wants to take their country back. The average Scotsman that wants to take their country back. This is not about being far left or far right. The Europeans and the people whose land that is have been marginalized and treated as second-rate citizens, and they're being replaced by boats and boats of immigrants that just keep coming. They just keep coming. None of them voted for this. None of them wanted this. None of them want to have to be doing this right now. But the politicians in the EU have pushed the average person to the extreme. And this is what you're going to get. Because pretty soon, it's going to be the whole country. And then what happens when you're standing on the street and you're with your family and you have 50,000 Englishmen marching down the street, ready to take you and your family, throw you in a boat, and send you off to wherever the fuck you land. Because that's what's coming. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants that to happen. But that is That is the point that these people have been pushed to. You can only push so much before the pendulum swings the opposite way. And you know that split second where the pendulum gets stuck before it drops? That's where we are right now. All right? And the pendulum's about to drop and swing the other direction. And when it does, oh boy, are you guys in the UK? I don't know if I would call it fun, but you guys are in for some shit. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly quick. It's going to spread. It's not just going to be England. It's not going to be Ireland and Scotland. It's going to spread to France. It's going to spread to Germany. This is it's inevitable at this point. You can't have immigrants trying to behead the native population in the middle of the street and not expect there to be blowback. You can't have an 18-year-old die in handcuffs because he was stabbed. And he told that officer that he was stabbed. You know how many times he told that cop he was stabbed? He told him 6 times. And you know what the cop's response was? You stabbed, mate. Yeah, I don't think you are. You'll be fine. A few minutes later, Henry Novak died in the exact spot that he was sitting in. In the exact spot that he told that officer 6 times that he had been stabbed. That's where he took his last breath. So how much more do you think the native population is going to put up with this shit? Honestly. Good.
Send them home! 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 Send them home!
I don't know why this same girl keeps popping up on my feed, but the far right in Belfast are attacking homes that belong to black and brown people, including families, Children are living in fear as they attack with bricks, sticks, and other objects. Where's the police? The police probably feel the same way. I hate to break it to you. Because they're the ones that have to enforce these bullshit laws. And I think they've probably had enough of seeing their own countrymen die too. At least I hope they have. Let's look at Starmer's post or her ex. His ex. Keir Starmer, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. People have been rightfully shocked by the brutal attack in North Belfast, but the police must be allowed to do their job so the law can take its course. The scenes of disorder we have witnessed in some parts of Northern Ireland this evening are only damaging communities and putting innocent lives at risk. There is no justification at all for this type of thuggery. I echo the call from the PSNI for this violence to end now. Do you guys realize that it's your policies that have brought it to this point? Yeah, this is perfect. I can't breathe. Black Lives Matter. I got stabbed. Don't think you have, mate. Why would they listen to you when you don't listen to them? All across Europe, the people have been telling politicians to close the damn borders for years, and none of you listened and carried on inflicting this upon us. Sadly, this is just the beginning because you're still not listening. Probably right. The this is probably just the beginning. You have no right to call for calm. Labor and the Tories are responsible for all of this. Had you defended our borders, as we all expected from you, we would feel safe to walk our own streets. We would have to worry about our daughters being abused by foreigners who have no respect for women. Do the right thing, call an election, step down, and go into exile. Whew. Did you know that the blue whale's anus can stretch to approximately 3.5 feet, making it only the second largest asshole in the world? That's a good one. I'm not going to lie. You progressive cultural communists caused this. You flooded the country with third world immigrants over decades. You implement anti-white racist policies. You indoctrinated our youth with degenerate critical ideologies. You are to blame. I don't think you understand. This is not a policing issue. This is a war. You allowed an invasion. There is a penalty for treason, and you political lot caused it. The people now have a duty to expel that invasionary force and make public examples of those who facilitated it. It's gonna get really ugly over there, man. But you know what? They have been saying for so long to their politicians that it needs to stop. And immigration, like illegal immigrants over there, it's not the same as over here in America. Because, like, we have the border with Mexico and we have the border with Canada. The illegal immigrants over there, they show up by boat in the middle of the night. Like, there's not even a way for you to really mitigate it. They come across the English Channel from France. France is letting them do it, which is crazy. And they come by the boatload. How do you stop that? So answer me this. Why, when it has been obvious where all this was leading years ago, did successive governments fail to act and address the many, many problems inherent in our asylum and immigration systems? If a peaceful society is what you want, Why have so many politicians turned a blind eye to these problems and instead preferred to demonize anyone who pointed them out? And why, when these oh so predictable consequences arise, do you blame the public rather than the senior officials and politicians who could have actually done something about it? Yeah, this next post. Until two-tier justice is removed from UK along with millions of illegal migrants and failed asylum seekers, these scenes will happen over and over again. Put the British and Irish people first, then these protests and riots will stop. So, just like it said that we have a two-tier justice system in the United States, there is a two-tier justice system in the EU. There are people, I think there's 12,000 people in jail right now in England for stuff that they've said on the internet. I'm going to get an exact number for you. Oh, I'm sorry. 12,000 arrests for grossly offensive social media posts under laws like Communications Act 2003. There's literally people going to jail for things that they post online. That is the kind of culture that has been cultivated in the EU. Yeah, pedo Trump has cost taxpayers way more than that, bro. So let's take a look at the story of Henry Novak. Henry Novak, 18-year-old British university student, murdered in Southampton, UK on December 3rd, 2025. Nowak, a first-year accounting and finance student at the University of Southampton, was walking home alone after a night out with friends. He crossed paths with 23-year-old Vikram Singh Digwa. A brief interaction escalated when Digwa stabbed Nowak 5 times with a 21-centimeter ceremonial dagger, which he carried as part of his Sikh faith. One of the wounds to the heart was fatal. Digwa then called emergency services via his brother and falsely claimed Nowak had racially abused and attacked him, positioning himself as the victim. When police arrived, they handcuffed the bleeding Nowak based on Digwa's story. Body cam footage shows Nowak repeatedly telling officer, "I've been stabbed, I can't breathe." But they dismissed him, and one officer said, "Oh, you've been stabbed? Don't think you have, mate." He died in the same spot that he told that officer that he had been stabbed. They didn't even check him. Digwa was convicted of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum of 21 years. His relative was convicted of assisting an offender. The case triggered major controversy over two-tier policing, with critics including Nigel Farage arguing police prioritized the racism allegation over aiding a dying British victim due to trading on hate incidents. The ongoing investigations into the police response by the Independent Office of the Police Conduct and others. Nowak's family has condemned the killer, expressed grief, and called for unity rather than division. They pushed back against early police statements they felt painted Henry as an aggressor and want trust rebuilt in fair policing. The story has fueled intense debate in the UK over knife crimes, immigration, policing priorities, and free speech online / reactions, including some backlash against the Sikh community. It has become a flashpoint for America First aligned critics of European-style identity politics in law enforcement. They have created a culture where being called a racial name is like the pinnacle of offenses. I don't get it. And for anybody that lives here in the States that think this isn't going to come over here, you're crazy, right? because we are upstream from England when it comes to culture. The culture usually starts here and ends there. But when it comes to political ideas and political movements, it's usually the other way around. And we are downstream from European politics. So it's going to come here. Why do you guys think that they're so determined to get these data centers built? Have you guys really thought about it? Here, let me pull this up again. Mhm. The proposed data center in Utah can literally it has enough space to store every phone call, text message, and social media post from every American for decades. And that's one data center. There's over 3,000 proposed. You don't need that much computing power unless you're conducting real-time surveillance. So the stuff that happened in Belfast last night, they could put a squash to it before they would have it stopped before people even knew it was getting started. That's why these data centers are so important. The politicians know that the American ship is sinking. And they are going to try and do everything they can to save themselves. These data centers are part of that. I just don't think people realize it yet. I don't know. I really don't. This is the Irish Independent. Let's read this. Man due in court over Belfast knife attack following night of violence. A man is set to appear in court charged with attempted murder over a stabbing attack following a night of violence in Belfast. Some people were forced to flee their homes, and multiple cars and homes were set alight in the disorder on Tuesday, which followed Monday's knife attack in the north of the city. The 30-year-old accused, who is a Sudanese, is also charged with possession of an article with a blade or point in a public place and making threats to kill. He is due to appear at Belfast Magistrates Court later on Wednesday. Following widespread condemnation of the incident, anti-immigration demonstrations took place across Northern Ireland on Tuesday evening, with the number descending into disorder. A glider bus was set alight in East Belfast, prompting all bus and train services to be suspended. In Lendrick Street in Belfast, several cars were set alight, and Northern Ireland Fire and Rescue Services officers had to remove some residents from houses after they caught fire. A number of those houses and vehicles were set on fire near the I don't know how to say that. Ligoniel? I don't know. It's Irish Road area of Belfast, and a police car was set alight in Portadown. After NIFR spokesperson said it had been a busy evening responding to a high volume of fire calls. The spokesperson added, between 7 p.m. and midnight, our regional control center have managed 256 calls, resulting in attendance at 62 incidents. The majority of these incidents were in the greater Belfast area, where an additional 21 fire appliances from across Northern Ireland were required to meet demand. So they are just burning Belfast to the ground. Is basically how it seems. I'm going to pull up Belfast on Twitter again, see if there's anything new. Damn.
Did you see the video of the African trying to behead the white man in Belfast, Northern Ireland? UK massive riots across the city, burning homes of foreign nationals. Tension at boiling point here.
It's awesome. I love us. I love the Irish. I'm so blessed to be Irish. We really are. We are like the master race. Irish. Well, I mean, not really, because we never had an empire, and we never had an army. So not quite. But it's like we are like the soul of Europe. We're like the Qui-Gon Jinn of Europe. We're like this spiritual, we really are like the spirit of Europe. We're not necessarily the brain. We're not maybe the muscles. We're not the heart, but we are like the soul of Europe. We are like the wistful, melancholic,
he's retarded.
poetic, noble soul of Europe, looking wistfully over the rocks at the ocean. It's raining. It's like we're the kind of spiritual vanguard, spiritual repository of Europe. And
he is so stupid.
We're the ones that are willing to fight. The Irish are, Sudanese migrant stabs a white guy. We're going to burn the city down. We're Irish because we're like that. We're really like that.
Yeah, he's right, though.
And we're really like that. We're not like the French where they riot over fucking Gibbs. The French riot because their generous pension was not big enough. They didn't get enough welfare today. We riot for our people. What'd you say? So yeah, all the greats, Keith Woods, Steve Bannon, me, who else? They're all Irish.
I said the same thing earlier. Like, these are not the people that you want protesting and rioting. Like, they are not Antifa. They are not a bunch of trans kids with pink hair and, you know what I mean? Like, these are grown-ass men that want to take their country back. And when you have a bunch of grown-ass men that want to take their country back, you have a problem. And they are doing their best to pacify the American public from it happening here. But they're not going to be able to stop it. This whole thing with the immigrants and replacement theory and all of it, it's all coming to a head. And it's just going to explode. And it's not going to be good. Like, I don't know how it ends up. You know what I mean? Like, like these guys were ripping people out of their houses in Belfast. Like, that's where they're at. And that's because of the policies that their politicians have put in place. Can you blame them? Like, an immigrant tried to behead somebody with a kitchen knife. Can you blame these people? Like, think about what happened to Henry Novak. That kid died in handcuffs. He told the cops 6 times that he got stabbed. They were more concerned about Henry calling somebody a racial slur than checking to see if he was really stabbed. Henry told that cop 6 times that he was stabbed, and he died in that exact spot. Because racial crimes are more important than violent crimes. That's what you're telling people. And that policy is insane. All right, so I pulled up the story of what happened in Belfast. A man in his 40s was stabbed multiple times, including serious injuries to his eyes, face, neck, and back in the Kinnaird Avenue area of North Belfast around 10:30. Police arrested a Sudanese man in his 30s at the scene. He has now been charged with attempted murder, possessing a bladed article, and threats to kill. He entered the UK via Dublin and had refugee status. The victim remains in serious condition in the hospital. Angry crowds described as anti-immigration protesters gathered on the evening of June 9th. Masked men set homes, cars, a police car, a stolen bus on fire. Missiles were thrown at police. I don't know what kind of missiles you throw. Residents, including families with kids, had to flee their homes. Some reports called parts of it race-based targeting. Politicians from all sides condemned the violence as thuggery and outright disorder, while appealing for calm. Northern Ireland's leaders, including First Minister and Deputy, urged no repeat of past riots. This fits the pattern of frustration over knife crime, immigration, and policing priorities that's been building in the UK and Europe, similar to the Henry Novak case and other incidents. Police are investigating the original stabbing as a critical incident and monitoring for more trouble. It's raw community anger boiling over after another violent attack by a migrant. Leaders want peace, but many locals are fed up with repeated problems they link to open border. Cleanup is underway today. I don't know, man. I don't know how. I don't like. You got guys like Tommy Robinson, right? Let's look at Tommy's Facebook or Tommy's Twitter, because I'm sure he's going off the hook right now.
In Belfast is sadly no surprise at all. Now, you see, we've imported these fucking animals, these inbred pieces of pig shit that are prepared to raise the bar when it comes to violence for no good reason.
Into blah, blah, blah. It's attempted beheading. Civil war is coming. And now is the time to actually, it's coming now. It's coming for a long time.
You see, it's funny because when it's children in Gaza and Lebanon being beheaded because of your government's complicity, it's got nothing to do with you. When it's millions of people being displaced from their homes and lands because of your government's complicity, it's got nothing to do with you. When there's hundreds of countries being colonized because of your government's complicity and actions, it's got nothing to do with you and you don't care. Until the moment it steps onto your own country, until it steps onto your own doorstep, now suddenly it's a war against us immigrants.
I mean, that's kind of funny coming from an immigrant that's in the country, right? Like, where do you get off having that attitude? Where, like, if the people are obviously not happy with the government, right? So if the people are not happy with the government, the people are not complicit in what the government's doing because they don't want the government to do that. So everybody's problem really should be with the government. A take like that is crazy. Russian nationalists paying their respects to Henry Novak and sending a message of united patriotism.
We, the Russian nationalists, would like to commemorate Henry Novak, who was viciously murdered this week by the hands of a sick immigrant who is the vile infiltrator of the English land. But that's not it. Under the false ignorance of a British police, a poor 18-year-old boy bled to death instead of receiving first aid. This boy is a representation of all white European Christian people, young men, fathers, sons, their families, their sisters, are all under the threat of a mass invasion by a foreign foe, an enemy who does not care, who does not respect our rights and does not respect our land. Remember Henry Novak, let no more boys be murdered by the hands of invaders.
I'll tell you what, man. They got everybody riled up over there. If you got Russians riled up over there, you got, like, Government better do something.
Now they met their motherfucking match. No government in the fucking United Bastard Kingdom should allow Tommy Fat Bastard Robinson.
The United Bastard Kingdom, coming from an immigrant that is living there. Are people seeing the disconnect here?
On any motherfucking stage ever again. And you know what the fucking issue is? The issue is, in this bastard country, most people are happy to sit back and do fuck all, but allow this nasty motherfucker and his people to rise. Now they met their motherfucking match. I want to fucking know why they're allowing this motherfucker and his nasty ass bastards on stages. Next time there's a bastard rally, I want 100,000 people there to fucking combat this motherfucker and his motherfuckers that support him. Singh, I'm telling you, if we don't shut these motherfuckers down, these bastards are growing in numbers against us. So I'm going to close it there. I'm going to say thank you. I love you. I respect you. If I don't bring Tommy Robinson and his motherfuckers down, either I go down or that motherfucker and his fake ass people go down. Clip this, share this, make sure it goes to Tommy Robinson and make sure he fucking understands. Bring it on, Tommy. Bring it on.
So they're flat out calling for war. They are flat out calling for civil war. They're calling each other out at this point. And is this guy's name on here? No, his name's not right. No, it's not on the post. I don't know if he really realizes who he's calling out, but Tommy is, I think this is what God's plan for Tommy is. It has to be. It has to be. Tommy, this is what Tommy was born for. So challenging him, calling him out, I don't know what you're doing, bro. But that's probably the dumbest thing you could do.
Amritari Sikhs. So this is a kirpan. Okay. Yeah. So Sikhs wear it. The sword of a warrior. So I unplug it. And there it is. Yeah. And that's perfectly fine in the UK. No issues with that whatsoever. Okay. I've been wearing it for 15 years. Never had an issue.
Police never stopped you?
No.
Never stopped you approaching?
Well, they tried once or twice, but now it's normalized. Back in the day, 15 years ago, it wasn't normal, but today it's perfectly normal and everybody understands it.
Yeah, people are educated towards it now.
Yeah. In England, we're allowed, Amritari Sikhs are allowed, baptized Sikhs wearing turbans with, flowing beards like mine. We are allowed to wear it. There's no issue with us wearing it. And we're allowed to use it, but you don't really need to, unless you're in a situation where you've got to do it. And it's either for your protection or it's for the protection of your brother, your sister, your mother. you understand that?
So, my question is, why does that law only apply to Sikhs? I'm pretty sure that the white population would like to be able to carry an 8-inch blade with them to protect their wife, their kids, their family. This is what I mean when I say the policies of these moron politicians have completely this is all their fault, man. This is all their fault. Like how do you allow one race of people to carry a weapon with them and not others? Wow, look at this. $70 locations throughout the UK where they were protesting. 70 locations.
People think I'm against immigration. I'll open the British Embassy tomorrow in Saudi Arabia and I'll let every woman leave. Let them all come over and leave every Muslim man scratching his head going, what's going on? Well, you lot are acting like cavemen, yeah? Yeah. So that's why the women are leaving you. People say, even about immigration, people think I'm against immigration. I'll open the British Embassy tomorrow in Saudi Arabia and I'll let every woman leave. Let them all come over and leave every Muslim man scratching his head going, what's going on? Well, you lot are acting like cavemen.
Crazy.
Bullshit. Yeah? Absolute fucking bullshit.
No government in the fucking United Bastard Kingdom should allow Tommy Fat Bastard Robinson on any motherfucking stage ever again.
We need immigration for our aging population to keep up with pensions. If that's the reason, then bring in Sikhs.
Come on! Come, recording him.
This is bad, man. Listen, I'm just going to end it with this. I'm praying for everybody that is involved in what's going on over in the EU right now. I think this is what happens when the average population is pushed to their breaking point. And that's exactly where they're at. The average population in the UK has reached their limit. And they are going to push back. And they are going to push back hard. And I don't think you're going to be able to stop it. For whatever reason, we don't have that energy here in the States. I don't get it. I don't understand why the British, the Irish, the Scottish are so proud of their heritage that they will go to war for it. I think Americans have been so demoralized and have had their, I guess you would call it their belief system, their structure torn down. Masculinity is bad. It's okay for guys to compete in girls' sports. Kids can have sex change operations. You are dehumanizing us. But you're not going to see any of what's going on in the UK on American news. You know why? Because they don't want the American public to know what's going on over there. Because they are deathly afraid of some kind of uprising happening here. So I will be keeping my eyes on the UK over the coming days and weeks. That's for sure. I believe that guy's name got out. Stephen Ogilvy? Stephen Ogilvy was the one attacked and almost beheaded in the streets last night. So keep him in your prayers. Hope he pulls through. I'm praying for everybody over there, man, because it's going to pop off. I don't know what we got to do to get that energy here. I really don't. But it needs to happen. That's for sure. All right. I'm calling it a night, guys. It's 3:50 in the morning.